Hello and welcome back to another edition of Memescape News, the best source of information on the current happenings of the Memescape. I am your host Evan, and we've had another interesting week here in the Memescape, so let's get right ahead and started. And I normally start with the current events, but we haven't had any new formats, any significant new formats anyway, that really have to do with current events, which is a complete contrast from last week, where it was pretty much entirely current events. Which, of course, is interesting, I suppose. So anyway, since we have no major memes based off current events, we can jump directly into the meme economy. The meme economy is neutral this week, and I say that because it's not up or down, and that's what neutral means, of course. It's neutral because it's in just as good of a place as it was last week, which is a good thing, because last week was also in a very good place. Of course, last week it was largely because of the Iran war meme, but this time it's because even though the Iran war meme has kind of fizzled into nothing as the news cycle has moved on and people have forgotten, realizing that a war is unlikely, new memes have actually filled the format, filled the space, and some of them have been going on for a little while and have recently gotten to major prominence this week, or are more recent, and I'll be covering both types of those. The first one that I want to cover is this meme. Yes guy, yes Chad, Nordic gamer, whatever you call this meme, it's probably going to be always just as funny. It basically consists of someone saying something that could be considered ridiculous by some, and a different person saying yes. Have you ever had a political belief that people try to, on the opposite side of what you believe, try to use as propaganda against you, and the only thing you can say is, yeah, I believe that, what's the problem? To an extent, that's kind of what this is about. It could also be about someone insulting you, but you being perfectly comfortable with that shortcoming of yourself. And I think that's kind of the dynamic of this meme. This meme does come from 4chan though, so there's always going to be some controversy tied to it. It originally started as a smuggy, or a politically charged online 4chan comic. So keep that in mind. Its origins don't necessarily reflect where it currently is now, but that could be something to consider if you want to invest. It might become controversial knowing the mainstream media and how they tend to deal with memes that have come from 4chan in the past. That's all I'm going to say on that topic. The next meme that I really want to cover is 25 Uno cards, and basically how this meme goes is do this or pick up 25 cards. If you're familiar with the way Uno works, you pick up the card that says, place relevant card or draw 4, and of course the goal of Uno is to get rid of all of your cards, so that's kind of a setback. So this is basically the idea that, how badly do you not want to do this? And if the answer is really, then you take 25. I hate, sometimes I'm sorry if I'm being a little tacky explaining memes like this, but it's good for people who are out of the loop, and that's why I do it. So obviously, I have more examples. Monitor turned off once again. Yeah, I use it to light up my face, as you've probably known by now, and I failed to shake my mouse. I have to start remembering to do that. I digress. Yeah, I would recommend investing in the 25 Uno cards meme because it's probably the normiest meme we're gonna get for the next cycle or so. So it's gonna last for a little while. Mainstream Reddit is gonna continue to milk this thing until it's dry, until it's dead. That's what mainstream Reddit does nowadays. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. And finally, the third meme and final meme for this week that I want to discuss is Marselo. And this is probably the most interesting meme that I've ever had to discuss, because this is a meme that's not from the English-speaking part of the Memescape. That's right, I'm diving into a Spanish meme. And this is a very interesting thing because I don't get to cover things like this very much, because the chances of Spanish memes spilling over into or getting any recognition whatsoever from English-speaking people such as myself is very slim. I don't know terribly much about Spanish memes. It's something I'd like to know more about, but at the current moment, I don't know too much. And this is so cool because this is a Spanish-speaking ironic meme. So, I don't know what Marselo is. It might be from a commercial that's like super obvious if you're from like a South American or Central American country. I wouldn't know. Maybe it's Filipino. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know this. And I'm ignorant about this, so please, if you know, tell me in the comments. But anyway, this thing is funny as hell, because as an English speaker, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about, which kind of adds a whole nother layer of irony and a whole nother layer of humor to this ridiculous piece of work. So to close out this episode, I'm going to play just one example of one of the many video formats. I'm sorry, not necessarily formats, video memes that this meme has gathered. By the way, another tangent. An interesting thing about this meme is that it's sponsored both picture memes and video memes, which isn't super common. You do occasionally see things like that, but that's a sign of a very strong meme. So invest in this, but really only if you speak Spanish, because people in the English-speaking Memescape are probably not gonna get it. So finally this.
Hola gentes de YouTube, les habla pedrocraft_789. Y hoy les voy a hablar de un personaje muy popular de internet y a la vez muy poderoso llamado Marselo. Hoy vamos a analizar algunos de sus memes. Marselo Lovania.
That's about it for this edition of Memescape News. Did I miss something or say something totally inaccurate? There's a pretty good chance this time with Marselo and everything. I don't know anything about that beyond, and I mean in terms of its origins anyway. Let me know down there in the comments, and if you guys say anything, and you usually don't, so seriously, if you're still watching, say something. Let me know down there, and if you see something that I screwed up on, I will mention it next time. See you ladies and gents later.